Hey guys, this is for those who have been waiting for this, this is kind of um, you know, now because I don't have much space to do the video that I was going to do, the part two for the cyberpunk book, excuse me, we're just going to do a few minutes on this book. For those of you that didn't watch my other video, I'm writing a I'm writing a cyberpunk book called The Glass Future, or Through the Looking Future, as it's called at the moment. It's based in Underground Neville Street, which actually exists in Southport. There is an underground street, which is hasn't been shown on YouTube, but it has been talked about. Um, there is a guy, but I can't remember his channel name. But anyway, I'm writing a fictional book. Unfortunately, some of the parts aren't set in here. They're set in Manchester, but kind of set them over here. I did a lot of digging around for this video. I spoke to a few people about it and stuff like that. And cyberpunk is a genre. If anybody doesn't know, it's in the sci-fi field of books. So it's a sci-fi genre. It's a subgenre in sci-fi. Cyberpunk's kind of nitty and gritty, as I described in my other video. Go watch it for my description of cyberpunk. It's also in the age where devices like computers and smartphones, social media, everything that we live for, but we have an attitude where we use that now. I kind of took some punk words. Glass and future are very two punk words. If you listen to them, glass, digital is another punk word. Doesn't really get mentioned in the book. And certain characters. There's an alien race in the book called the Trolls. Now, trolls, as you may think, are mythical creatures or fairy tale creatures. They're a bit like the clown, but I want to use the clown because clowns are cheesy. Yeah, clowns are cheesy. And I thought, the clown race. No, that doesn't go well. So we'll have the trolls instead. And trolls guard the hackers. There's another race for you folks. Cyborgs. But we've got, because there is already a film where it's called The Hackers or something, I looked on that. We decided the hackers to be, we decided to bring in another race that resembles something which the hackers build called Norbs. They haven't been put into the book yet, but they are full-blown robot. And they can be built into, and again, artificial intelligence. Again, cyberpunk. There's a lot of now with this being an underground book, meaning that when this gets done, when it's finished, it's going to go into the public domain, which means that anybody can do whatever they wish. I'm not hoping to make money of it, but I did want to make something off it in the beginning, and then decided, well, now I kind of want to put it out there for people to use for whatever content, for radio plays, and I did want a radio play for it. At the moment, it's just a bit of fun, but it may go out and it may get released by a proper author or a proper publisher. Hopefully, it'll go on Amazon, so it will be an ebook and it will be available, and there will be art and stuff. And this book doesn't put skin on anything you've read about Underground Neville Street at all, or anything about Underground Southport. um, except for a couple of power stations which get mentioned, um, and a couple of other things. Um, so I do want to get into more of this, but I want to describe because I want to describe more on the book. So first of all, I want to describe the protagonists um, and the situation they're in. So Mike, he's a journalist. He's kind of like me in a way. Mike is kind of like me. He's kind of the guy he gets in trouble, but I kind of had him not like me. So he's not like me in the way that he can think for himself a bit more. Um, he's got abilities. You know, you learn it earlier in the book he can't swim. Well, later on in the book he learns how to swim. At some parts in the book he can't fight, but he learns how to fight. You know, um, and I don't know if when you were a kid, um, you used to hear about books like The Secret Seven and The Secret Five. I never read them, but I heard that they went into like little passageways, secret passageways. There's a lot of that in this book. A lot of those secret passageways. I mean, when we were a kid, we used to go on walks with mummy, and I remember this one walk. It was in the lakes, and we found this passageway. We called it the Secret Five passageway, and it would be, and it would make the walk a lot fun. Um, so the book has a lot of that fun side to it. It also has the I shouldn't be here, but if I'm here, I might as well do something. I might as well do a job. Um, that's James. We'll come to James in a minute. He is a very curious character. Again, he's got a lot of me in him, but he isn't a lot of me. If you get me. Um, so yeah, that's Mike. Really, he's a journalist. Mike's a journalist. Works for the Daily Blob. Um, and you know, he can. Um, he is a writer, so you know, um, goes out there getting his articles or whatever. On the other hand, James, uh, this is based when I was the idea I got for this book was from I wanted to write a science fiction book, um, and I stumbled on. So anyway, before I read a passage from the book, um, I'll talk about the trolls, and they're very different. Now, when you read about trolls, you think, these bad characters, whatever. Well, no, these trolls have different personality. Um, there's three main characters. I mean, there are other trolls that get mentioned in the book, but there are three main ones. You've got Bella. She is a very good troll. Um, and she's like the mother. She's like the mummy of trolls. She looks after them. She looks after the herd of trolls, and she kind of, Then you have Jack, who just followed his orders, and yeah. And then you have Rourke, the head of all the trolls. Well, the head of the herd, and he's the kind of go-between. And you'd think Rourke is kind of bad, but he's not. He has to look after his flock, but he, all in all, he's a pretty good troll. And these three trolls only stick together in one part of the book. But you know they are mentioned all a part of the book. You know, and now we go to the book. So I'm gonna. So it's his hand. I'm gonna read this, okay? So I'm gonna read a passage now, guys. His hand, but he was being Johnny was explaining how he could get robots and how trolls would be no use in 10 years. Ross saw Mike and he paid attention to Mike's expression. Mike knew something was going to happen. He could smell the change of the atmosphere. And knew he had to react now. Mike knew that James was in danger and also felt that he was trying to put other people in the same danger. The meeting carried on. Take my head. Mike screamed at everybody.
Messenger. Now. Susan sent a sticker.
There was a rumble. Mike. Decided the P. Screaming at everybody. Run. They ran towards a building. Ross and Johnny. There was a mighty shovel from up above. Building. Ross and Johnny waited this was too late. There was a mighty thud. To rush up above a shovel lowered violently. James was in his digger. He was unaware of havoc he was creating.
Alert. Low battery.
Everybody downed their tools and ran. hit by the shovel. James stopped his digger. He he leaned over the cab to peer down the hole. He saw through the hole he saw Mike waving above with a lump. Oh, lamp. Mike screamed up to James. What in... Oh, hang on. Yeah. What in God's name? I'll have to leave that bit because I can't read that bit. Hang on. So, I think you've learnt there that
YouTube. Finish. Button.
I think you've learnt there that James creates a lot of havoc in the book. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'm going to finish there.
Finish. Button. Finish. Alert. Are you sure that... Are you...